This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cam. We're located at 5311 Dubois Avenue, Woodland Hills, California, 91367. We're performing a video sewer inspection through a 4-inch ABS cleanout located on the left-hand side of the front door, close to the driveway in the planter area, just next to the driveway here. And this is our four-inch ABS cleanout. This is heading towards our front door area. And we're just going to clean this camera lens here real quick. And we're going to go ahead and drop down. Go ahead and zero it out. We're just going to go ahead and drop down. We're just going to take a good look at the So it does appear that we immediately transition to what appears to be vitreous clay. As you can see here, transition to what appears to be vitreous clay. It does appear that we do have an offset in that joint there from about the 9 o'clock all the way around to about the 5 o'clock area. What we're going to do is we're just going to push out. We'll make a little bit of a turn. And we do have a root intrusion in that joint there. And the root intrusion's from about the 7 o'clock area all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. What we'll do is we're going to pause here for a moment and pull back out. Okay, we're going to run a little bit of water just to help us try to clear our camera lens. And so what we're going to do is, again, as I mentioned, we do have a root intrusion in this joint here, as you can see. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. We're going to run a little bit of water to help us clear our camera lens. And again, we do have a root intrusion in that joint there. And again, we do have root intrusion in that joint as well. And root intrusion in this joint as well. And we do have a root intrusion in this joint as well. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. That joint there appears to be in fair condition. And it does appear that we do have a bit of a root intrusion in that joint there, right around the 11 o'clock area and the 3 o'clock area. Again, we're going to run a little bit of water, so as we pull back, we'll get a better look at it. That joint there appears to be in fair condition. And we're making a little bit of a turn. And we're going to here. I'm just going to go ahead and push all the way out into our sewer so we can rinse our camera lens. And we drop down into our city sewer tie-in here. What we'll do is we'll try to rinse our camera lens here. Pull back. So we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, as I mentioned, we went ahead and pushed all the way out into our city sewer tie-in, and we're at 66 feet 7 inches on our camera monitor. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause here for a moment and switch cameras, push all the way out into our sewer and pull back from there. The camera lens that I'm using now appears to be a little bit foggy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause here and switch cameras, and I'll pull back from this point. So we're just going to go ahead and pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and switched cameras, and as you can see, our camera lens is a lot much clearer now. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back from here. We're just going to take a good look at the joints as we pull back. And as you can see, this is our city sewer tie-in here. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. A little bit of an offset in that joint there from about the 12 o'clock down to about the 5 o'clock area. Again, water's passing through fine. And again, minor offset in that joint as well. I'm just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. A little bit of roots in that joint there, but that joint still appears to be in fair condition. I'm going to continue to pull back, and that joint's in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. Continue to pull back. And this area here does appear to be, we're making a little bit of a transition, does appear to be our 4 to 6 transition here. Again, very difficult to tell, but as you can see there, we do have an offset at the top from about the 9 o'clock area all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. And we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And as we pull back, we do have root intrusions in these joints as we pull back. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. A little minor root intrusion there at the top. And we do have a root intrusion in that joint. I'm just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we have a root intrusion in this joint as well. And we do have a root intrusion in this joint as well. So we do have multiple root intrusions throughout the bituminous clay sewer pipe. And again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Again, we do have another large root intrusion in that joint. We'll pull back, make a little bit of a turn. A little bit of an offset in that joint there, but again, nothing major. Pull back, and as you can see, we do have a root intrusion in that joint. They're a fairly large root intrusion coming in from about the 12 o'clock down to about the 3 o'clock area. And again, it's very difficult to tell. Actually, as we look at it a little bit better, clear here, it does appear that that area has a very large crack in it. We're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it's just in front of the mainline cleanout at 2 foot 7 inches deep. And as you can see, we do have a break in this area. So pull back, you can see clearly from about the 12 o'clock down to about the 3 o'clock area, we do have a break. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we're going to pull up and out of our cleanout, and that will conclude our video sewer inspection.